Okay, let's begin. You guys are here on time, and I'm sure people will join in as they arrive. So you're very welcome to this class. And for those of you who practiced with me in person before, it might be nice to see what it's like to do it at home, and you can roll up onto the couch or into bed afterwards. And for those I haven't met before, you're really, really welcome. My name is Jeanie from Alchemy School of Yoga, and really excited about guiding you tonight in this practice. We have we'll do about an hour and 15 of a practice, and I'll leave a few minutes at the end for any questions or any chats or anything like that. And those who are used to maybe a shorter practice, having that little extra bit of time can be really, really juicy and lovely. We'll incorporate lots of mantra, breath work, movement. We'll have a big long rest at the end, and we'll also finish with a meditation. So do make sure you have layers of clothing, maybe a blanket or cushions if you want that for the rest at the end. And then anything you need to sit comfortably for the meditation at the end. Maybe you'd like to kind of gather those things now so that they're nearby and you can really switch off. You won't have to be disturbed too much. And tonight we'll use a mantra to keep us anchored, to keep us focused. And the mantra is in Sanskrit. It's in the ancient language that yoga is written in. And the reason well, there's many reasons why we use a mantra, but the reason we keep it in Sanskrit is that this practice of yoga comes from India. This is the language that originally the texts are written in. But also the language of Sanskrit is a language of sound. So when we hear the sounds of the mantra, even if we don't know what the words mean, energetically they have an effect on the body. And if you've done yoga classes before, perhaps where the teacher has given the Sanskrit name and the English name of the posture, it's another reason why we do this, because when you hear the Sanskrit words, already there's an energetic healing or shift happening in the body. So we'll use this mantra in Sanskrit to bring about healing in ourselves, and I'll talk to you about that in a moment, but we'll also use it as an anchor. Okay, so just like an anchor in a boat, it allows the waves to bring the boat off course just a little bit, but then the anchor pulls the boat back to where it's supposed to be. And so the mantra in our practice this evening will act just like that, with the waves being like our thoughts. You might start thinking what's for dinner if you haven't eaten yet, or you might be planning your day tomorrow, or you might be thinking about something that happened earlier on today. And that's totally normal, we're human, but hopefully the mantra will actually bring you back to this present moment, this time on your mat, the space that you've dedicated to practice this evening. And it'll just bring about hopefully a bit more presence and awareness on the mat. So the mantra we're going to use is Aham, so A-H-A-M, and I'm going to type this into the chat so you guys can see it. Aham Ayrogym, so arrow, like a bow and arrow. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. And as I said, you don't even need to understand what these words mean, but sometimes our mind likes to know what's going on so we can rest a little bit more. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. And this mantra roughly translates to, I am healing myself, or I have the ability to heal myself. So if I was to cut through some clothing, or if I was to, scratch my skin, if I was to cut through some clothing, or if I was to scratch paint off a door, we'd have to fix those ourselves, okay? So the door wouldn't be able to repaint itself, and the clothing wouldn't be able to re-sew itself. However, if I was to scratch my skin or even break a bone, the body will heal itself, okay? We have this innate ability to heal ourselves. And I just gave two physical examples there, but you can also heal yourself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, as well as physically. Now, this isn't to say that it's not nice to have support, but sometimes I think we forget that innately we are able to heal ourselves. And hopefully in tonight's practice, by using this mantra to cultivate and bring about healing, we'll remember that we have this gift to heal ourselves, but we'll also take this time out to heal ourselves. And our yoga practice is amazing for movement and breathing and for our mind, but it's also a healing practice. So let's really dedicate this bit of time to that healing now. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. I'll say it a lot throughout the practice. You don't need to remember it, but you might like to have it going through in your mind. Okay, so that's enough chat. Let's sit comfortably on our mats, wherever you are. Maybe you're on carpet, and you're very welcome to use bolsters or blocks or anything that you'd like for a little bit of support. There's no need to be uncomfortable here. So you can sit cross-legged, or I often like to take the bolster between my legs if you have a bolster, so that you're comfortable. We'll take our palms to face up, roll our shoulders back, and if it feels okay, you can softly close down the eyes. Relax your jaw. And see, can you bring your awareness to your breath now? Just notice if you're breathing in and out through the nose or the mouth. Notice where in the body is the breath going. And see with each inhale breath if you can bring length and spaciousness to your body. And with each exhale breath, see, can you land and arrive here onto your mat. Inhale and exhale. And with each exhale, feel yourself arriving, landing, especially if you had a bit of a rush to get here. And a reminder that every single part of you is welcome here now. Every one of you is welcome. This practice doesn't discriminate or judge. Each of you are welcome and every part of you is welcome. So I'll invite you now to take your hands together in front of the heart, Namaskar Mudra. And we'll open this practice with 3 big expansive Oms. You're welcome to join in or just listen. Inhale. Om. 2 more. Om. Om. Let the sacred sound of Om settle into the space around you and within you. And we'll chant the mantra now just to continue this energy being infused into our body and the space around us. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. I'll start and you can join in whenever you feel ready. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. 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 Now in a whisper. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. And now silently in your head. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. I am healing myself. You can softly release the hands. Maybe you'd like to blink open the eyes. And we'll just start to move our rib cage from side to side. So the hips might also move, maybe the head will move, but the rib cage is your focus. And there might not be a huge amount of movement here, and it might feel a little sticky, but we'll get it moving, get it filled with pran, life force energy. And ease open our diaphragm and our lungs, creating lots of space for us to breathe. Lovely. Slowly let that movement stop. And then we'll lift our ribs forwards, lift our chest, look up. And then exhale, tuck the chin in, press your rib cage back as you round the shoulders. So inhale, lift your ribs, look up. Exhale, rounding the shoulders. Lovely. Keep going now. Ribs come forwards. Rib cage comes back. Moving with your breath. Slowly warming up the spine, the neck, the hips. And of course, you're always welcome to pause and stop at any stage. Let's do one more here in each direction. And then slowly come back to center. Let's combine those two movements now, doing a big circle with our rib cage. So our ribs come to the side, forwards, to the other side and back. Again, this isn't with the pelvis. This is with the rib cage. So the pelvis might move, but it's the ribs doing the work. Lovely. And I often find this really juicy movement, so enjoy each part of it. There's no need to rush. And notice your breath will just find its natural place now. So you may naturally inhale as the ribs come forwards and exhale as the ribs come back. And let's reverse that direction. So if you were circling one way, see, can you circle the other? Lovely. Two more big circles. And come back to center. Just find your middle here. Eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. You might have a bit more space for the lungs now. Lovely. We'll stretch the legs out in front of us. You can have the feet maybe as wide as your mat, hands behind you, either on your fingertips or your palms, and just start to bring our knees from side to side, warming up the pelvis, the hips. See if you can keep your jaw relaxed, and we'll try and breathe in and out through the nose if possible. Next time the both knees come to the right, let's stay there. That left hip might lift. And if you want to take that left heel in a little closer to the left buttocks, you can. Lift your chest now as well, perhaps. You might feel a stretch the whole way down the front of the left side of the body. You can look over your right shoulder. Breathing into the front body now. Exhale, come back to center. Let's take both knees to the left. Again, the right hip might lift. You can hug that knee back towards the buttocks if you want. Lift the chest, maybe look over the left shoulder. Lengthen out the front of the right side of the body. Breathing deeply, jaw relaxed. And come back to center. Super. We'll sit tall again. You might like to cross the ankles. If you were crossed the ankles one way, maybe just for variety, you can cross the other way. Or sit any way you'd like. We'll come into Kapalbhati breath now. So this is a beautiful practice to clear and boost the energy through the body before we begin to move a little bit more. So if you haven't done this before, it's a deep drawing back of the belly button towards the spine. This will compress the abdomen and shift the breath up and out through the nose. So I'll come a little closer so you can see. It will look and sound like this. And then when you release the belly button, the inhale will happen naturally. So I'm just drawing my navel back towards my spine and then inhaling, releasing the navel. So we do this quickly in and out through the nose, almost like you're blowing your nose into a tissue. If you need a tissue, you can get one now. Really clear the nasal cavities. So when we do it repeatedly, it'll look like and sound like this. Okay, so we'll do it together in a moment. Just checking in if anyone's menstruating at the moment, if you've bad constipation or any other digestive or issues or tenderness around the abdomen, then just leave this one out. You could try it really slowly if you'd like, but it might be better just to breathe in and out through the nose naturally. If none of those apply, let's do Kapalbhati breath together. We'll inhale, exhale, release the breath to prepare. And we'll inhale for Kapalbhati breath. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. This is new, don't worry. It might take a while to get going. Well done. Exhale, 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 exhale. Keep focusing on the exhale. The inhale will be spontaneous. Let's do just a few more. You're nearly there. Keep going. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now fully exhale. Hold the breath out if you can. And now fully inhale. Draw all the energy up into the body. Hold the breath in right at the top. Relax the shoulders. Relax the face. And now exhale really slowly. Just notice what you feel. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. I am healing myself. I like to think of that practice of Kapalbhati like you're, plunging a sink that's been blocked. You just release the flow and hopefully all the energy will flow freely now for the rest of our practice. Let's come on to all fours into tabletop position. And if the knees feel a little uncomfortable here, you're always welcome to double over your mat and have a little bit of support underneath the knees. We'll sway our hips from side to side, bringing some movement and energy. And the rest of the body might move, but if the hips are the focus. And maybe you'd like to do a figure of 8 or a circle. Just warming up the pelvic area, all the muscles, ligaments, tendons, bones. If you were doing a circle or a figure of 8, just reverse the direction now. It might feel strange, especially if you're used to going one way. And then just allow that movement to come to stillness. Lovely. We'll take our elbows down onto the floor, palms flat, and maybe tuck the chin in so the head is low. You're very welcome to stay here, or you can stretch the arms forwards and come into Anahastana puppy dog pose. So the hips stay high and the chest melts towards the floor. Maybe take your chin or your forehead to the floor. If this feels too much on the arms or the shoulders, take those elbows back and just lower the head. There's always options here, same intention, same benefits, moving with your body and how you feel this evening. Breathing into the space here you're creating. Opening up the front of the chest. One more deep breath. And then pushing into the hands, slowly coming all the way up. And let's just move our hands back underneath our shoulders, taking a moment here and breathe. Hopefully a bit more length in the front of the body. Gorgeous. Let's tuck our toes under, sit the hips back, keep pressing into the ball of the big toe. Feel a nice stretch perhaps underneath the arch of the foot. And you're welcome to stay here. You can stay exactly as you are, stretching the feet, stretching the back of the body, or push into the floor with the hands and lift the hips to come up high into Parvatasana, mountain pose. Now this is sometimes called downward facing dog. I'm going to call it Parvatasana, mountain pose. So your hands and your feet are like the base of the mountain. Your hips are reaching up to the sky like the peak. And you can have knees bent, heels lifted, leaning the weight back towards the feet so the spine is long. And take a few moments now just to pedal the feet, shift from side to side. Do whatever it is you feel you need to do. The option of resting on the knees and coming down at any stage is always there. Beautiful. What's it like to breathe upside down? Let's take one more deep breath. Chin tucks in if you can, so the back of the neck is long. And then exhale, look forward. We'll walk with bent knees towards the top of our mat. And exhale, slowly fold down. Take a deep breath in here. Just notice what it feels like to have the feet closer to the body. And then bend the knees. Take your time as you come all the way up. Let's lift the arms up and overhead. Maybe lift the chest, look up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Just let your blood pressure settle here as we get used to standing and being upright. We'll bring a bit more dynamic movement to our practice now. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you fold forwards, tuck your chin in, knees can be bent. Inhale, hands to shins, lift the chest as you look up. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper, maybe the weight towards the balls of the feet. Inhale, come all the way up, lengthen the front body, strengthen the back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Maybe the hands will stay a little lower this time. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do 2 more rounds. If you'd like to try it with the eyes closed, you're welcome. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Notice a bit more balance needed. Inhale, half lift, shoulders draw back. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift, flowing with your breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Let's add on a little bit now. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right leg back. Take the knee to the floor. And just walk your hands up to the left knee. Find your version of a lunge here now. So you can stay quite upright, especially if you don't want to stretch too much in the front of the right thigh. Or you might like to lean forwards a little bit more and increase the openness here on the front of the right thigh. Hands can stay on the knee, or you might like to take the arms up and overhead. Chektasana, lunge pose. Let's take a few deep breaths here. Shoulders are relaxed and the lower body is grounding down as the upper body is finding space and length. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. I am my own healer. I am healing myself. If you want a little extra challenge, you might like to lift your chest, look up. Relax your jaw. Really nice, guys. Breathing deeply. One more inhale. Exhale. Let's take the hands to the heart center. Keep the legs where they are. And then we'll reach forwards with our right hand and back with our left hand. So we're rotating towards that front knee, the left knee. Then you can stay here, or the right hand might come to the left knee, left hand to your lower back. Or one more option, you might like to take your palms to the heart center, rotate the body, take your right elbow to your left knee, and look over your left shoulder. If anyone's feeling super energetic, you might like to take this into a high lunge by straightening the back leg. We're compressing our abdomen here. Really nice, guys. This looks super. Keep the breath going. Use the breath, use your focus. Excellent. Let's take 2 more inhales. On your next exhale, if the knee is up, take it to the floor. Rotate the body back around to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift the arms. And just notice now, perhaps a lot more spaciousness, a lot more energy flowing to the center of the body. This is really good for our digestion. Healing our digestion allows us to heal a lot more in the body. Exhale, take the arms down. Well done, guys. We'll tuck the right toes under, step the left foot back, high plank. You can always rest on the knees if you need. Let's exhale, lower our body down towards the floor. Inhale, lift the chest if you can. And exhale, your hips can come back into child's pose. Or tuck your toes, walk your feet in for Parvatasana, mountain pose. Let's take a deep breath in here. Exhale, look forwards. And then step forwards with the right foot. If you need to support it getting there with a hand, do. Left knee to the floor. Let's do the same on the other side. Chektasana, lunge. Hands to the knee, or maybe up above the shoulders. Adjust your body so that you feel really good in your lunge. So we're not collapsing and we're not up too high either. A nice ease between length and strength here. Gorgeous. If you want, you can lift your chest and look up. No pinching or pain in the lower back. Really nice. This looks great. Smiling helps. Feel perhaps little wiggles and wobbles with the legs as your body finds strength in adjusting here, finds balance and harmony. Then we'll take the left hand forwards, right arm back, twisting towards that front leg, or any other version, hand to knee or lower back, or hands to heart center, elbow to knee. And if you can, push that right hand into the left as you rotate and look over the right shoulder. Lovely. If you want to tuck the toes and come into a high lunge, you can. So we're lots of options here, all in different bodies. We've all had different days. Even if you can do some of those options, just check in. Is it what you actually need right now? Beautiful. Rotating through the spine, massaging our digestive organs. One more inhale. Exhale, let's unravel. Well done, guys. Lift the arms. Space in the front of the body now having been compressed. Just notice what you feel. Exhale, hands come down. We'll tuck the left toes under and step them forwards to meet the right. Fold over the legs. Inhale, come all the way up as you lift. Exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. Inhale, lift. We'll do another variation. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold a little bit more. Inhale, step back with the right foot and take the heel to the floor and then take your body up to standing. So my right toes are facing the long edge of the mat, left toes towards the front. Inhale, raise the arms up to shoulder level. For Mahavira, the great warrior pose. So legs can be quite wide. We'll bend into the left knee. Check that your hips, your rib cage and your shoulders are facing the long edge of the mat. And just turn your head to face the left hand. Our drishti, which is our focal point in yoga, is over the middle finger of this left hand. Beautiful. You can bend down into this posture as much as you want. And if you're arching into your lower back and sticking your ribs forwards, can you tuck your buttocks under, tuck your ribs in, and this will create a lot more strength and length in the front of back of the torso. Really nice. Bending maybe a little bit more into that left knee. And this is Mahavira, the great warrior pose. Take up space now here. Be big, be bold. Use your breath. Quite a lot of stamina needed here now to hold this posture. We'll take one more inhale. Then exhale, reach as far as you can to the left. Take your left elbow to the knee, right hand to your lower back, and roll your right shoulder and armpit to the ceiling, maybe even look up. Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. You can stay here or extend that right arm up and over the head, palm faces the floor. Beautiful. Let's join our first finger to thumb on both hands. This will help with balance. And if you notice your right armpit is rolling towards the floor, see if you can press your pelvis forwards, lean your shoulder blades back, and lean your armpit or rotate your armpit up to the ceiling almost. Beautiful. Deep breath in now. Exhale. We're nearly there. One more breath. Exhale. Let's come all the way up. You can straighten that left leg. Let the arms rest for a bit if you need. And then we'll windmill the arms down. Lift the right heel off the floor. Step the left leg back. High plank or knee plank. Let's take an inhale here. Lower down, knees, chin, chest. Squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, roll the shoulders back as you lift your torso here. Exhale, hips back into child's pose or tuck the toes, Parvatasana mountain pose. Belly towards the thighs, deep breath in. And let's check for a moment what it's like to breathe upside down here and what the body feels like. The right and left side might feel a little different as we've just done one side. Exhale, look forwards. Inhale, step the right leg forwards, left heel to the floor, and windmill the arms up. I'll show you from the back this time. So we're working with Mahavira now, the great warrior pose, bending into the right knee. And notice if the body is leaning forwards. If you can, have the hips, ribs, and shoulders stacked and facing the long edge of your mat. Just turn your head to face the middle finger. Eyes focused on the middle finger of the right hand. Bending into that right knee. Beautiful. And see, can we embody the elements of the warrior now? Strength, determination, focus, stamina. Can you use your deep breaths here to breathe fully, breathe smoothly, and sustain this posture? Shoulders down. Let's take our left shoulder blade back a little. Take up more space. Be bigger, be stronger. One more inhale. And now reach as far as you can to the side, right elbow to knee, left hand to your lower back as you lean back and look up towards the ceiling. Maybe staying here or extend that left arm up and overhead. Let's take our first finger to thumb again, coming into this mudra for balance and support. Use your breath now to sustain you here. Beautiful. Lengthen the whole side body. This looks really nice, guys. Hopefully it feels as good. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. Let's inhale and come all the way up. Well done. Woo. And let's bring our hands down, lift the left toes, or left heel up, and step towards the right foot, folding over the legs. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's just take a moment standing here. Let the body settle. Let everything integrate. Use your breath. Beautiful. Release the hands, softly open your eyes. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. So we'll step back with our right foot and take it slightly out to the side so that our feet are on like parallel train tracks. Both hip bones are facing forwards. With the hands, we can either interlace them behind us or hold on to our opposite elbow, or you might be able to come into reverse prayer position. Now, even if you can do this, it doesn't mean you have to do it, especially if this means you're flaring your ribs. See, can you have tall spine, ribs tuck in, but shoulders draw back. Whichever version you're choosing, the chest is open. Let's inhale and lift. Exhale, hinge at the hips. So the left hip will come back as the right hip comes forwards, and we'll fold our body over our legs. Now, we're not looking to come down. Think more about lengthening the distance from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the torso, and only if it's within your capability, then can you come down a little bit more. Beautiful, breathe. You're welcome to have a little bend in both knees if you need. Jaw relaxed. This is one of those postures that looks easy and can be quite challenging. Notice the feet, the ankles adjusting and adapting. Can you squeeze your shoulder blades together, create more length in the spine? We're building up the stabilizing muscles now. We're nearly there. One more inhale. Exhale, come all the way up. Well done. If you can, keep the hands where they are. If you need to rest them, do. And then we'll switch the legs. So right leg forward, left leg back. Maybe take it out to the side. Take 2 deep breaths here before we go anywhere. Let yourself adjust your hips. So it'll be right hip back, left hip forwards. Shoulder blades draw back, chest tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips. So really draw that right hip back as you fold over the leg. Elbows lift, shoulders lift, long spine. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. Lovely. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, step that left foot forwards, release both hands, and just notice now, let the whole body readjust. Some stillness and silence here. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. I am healing myself. Beautiful. Feel a little bit of extra heat, perhaps in the body, the heart rate going. We'll move into a balance now. So if you want to use anything you have nearby as support, you're always welcome. Take support and build up the strength as you need it. Natarajasana, dancer's pose. So standing on the left foot, support with the hand if you need it. We'll take our right hand back and hold on to the foot of the right foot if you can. Now, if you can't, just keep the heel coming in towards the buttocks. If you can, hold the foot and bring the knee back in line with the left knee. Lift the torso tall, and you can hold on to the outside of the foot, or if you want to flip your hand around, you could hold on to the inside of the foot. And this, you might notice, will open up the front of the right chest a little bit more. These are all options to stay here. If you're sinking into the left hip, can you lift up and out of it a little bit more? Create as much length in the body as possible. Maybe the left arm will come up, join first finger to thumb for balance. And now push the right knee back behind you. Push the right foot into the right hand. And maybe the leg will lift up a little bit. This is an option. Stay here. This is a strong posture. Or you might be to lift the foot a little bit more. Now keep the torso tall if you can. Pressing into the left foot for balance. Drishti, pick a point somewhere in front of you that isn't moving. Keep your eyes focused there. Only if you're quite familiar with this posture and you want to come down a little bit more now, do as the leg lifts. They're just options. Feel the heat in the left leg. Take 1 more deep breath here. Now, last challenge, if you can, let the leg go, but don't drop it to the floor. Hug the knee in front of you. Imagine you can breathe into your lower back. And exhale, release. Well done, guys. Just stand on both feet for a moment. It might be tempting to shake everything out, but just stand on both feet. Let the energy settle. Find your harmony, your balance here. Feel the heart rate high, perhaps. Quite an active posture. We're really getting into the kidneys and the adrenal glands in the lower back. We're opening up our heart. Lovely. Let's do the same on the other side. So we'll be standing on the right foot. Take support with the hand if you need. Bring the left heel in towards the buttocks. Hold on to the outside or the inside of the foot. Knee back in line with the right knee. Think about the length here now. The more length in the body, the stronger and taller you'll be. Maybe the right hand will come up, first finger to thumb, and use your drishti now, your focal point, to keep your eyes fixed on one point, and it will help a balance. Push the left knee back, left hand and foot, left foot into left hand. Maybe the leg will lift up. You'll notice your left shoulder opening up. Gorgeous. Maybe staying here or lifting the leg a little bit more, or maybe taking the torso down just a fraction. But keep imagining like you're lifting your foot tall, your hand tall, chest tall. Breathing deeply now into that space in the back of the body. Look how strong you are. Look how able your body is. One more inhale. Really good job. Exhale, lift all the way up. If you can, keep that left foot off the floor. Hug the left knee in. Imagine you're breathing into your lower back. Super. And exhale, coming to stand on both feet. Well done. Be really still and just notice that even though one side feels really different to the other, the body will find its own equilibrium here. Just being still and patient. Stillness and silence. Notice the heart rate's coming back to steady. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. Super. Utkatasana chair pose. So standing back towards the front of our mat, we'll reach the arms out in front of us. See, can you slide the shoulder blades back and down? Exhale, sit down as if you're sitting on a chair. Now notice my knees haven't come forwards at all. My knees have stayed where they are and my hips have come back. Super. If you want a bit more of a challenge, hands up and overhead. Breathing deeply now, sitting down, feeling the activeness in the pelvic floor and walls. Jaw relaxed. Really nice. You can just bend as far as you need. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale, come all the way up. Just relax the legs. Notice how you feel. Lovely. We'll do that a bit more dynamically now. We'll take our thumb and wrap our 4 fingers over the thumb. And this is our inhale as we squeeze our fists and draw our elbows back. And our exhale will sit into chair pose, Utkatasana. We'll pump the breath in and out through the nose like we did at the start, but this time the inhale and exhale are of equal force, let's say. So we're focusing on both the inhale and exhale. So let's start together. Inhale up, thumb is under fingers. Exhale down, fingers spread wide. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Well done. Keep going now in time with your own breath, really activating the legs, all the joints in the lower body, really strengthening for the muscles of the lower body. And you might also feel this in the pelvic muscles, the core muscles, the shoulders, a really active motion here. And once the body is used to the motion, let's really focus on the breath. Like a deep clean for the breath now. We're sweeping and dusting the lungs. We're exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up. And when we pump the breath like this, we're also pumping energy in and out of the body. Well done. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. Feel the heat building. We're burning up what's no longer needed. We're fueling what we love, what we enjoy. We're bringing health and happiness, healing to the body. Let's do 3, 2, last one. Hold the breath in as you come up. Exhale, soften everything, be really still. Stillness, silence. Feel the heart beating, soften soften the muscles, the bones will support you. Use your breath to bring your heart rate back to steady. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. Softly open your eyes and we'll stand with our feet quite close together, only if this is comfortable. If it's not, keep the feet apart. We will imagine our inner ankles, our inner knees, the inside of our thighs, everything is squeezing together as if you're trying to squash something between your legs. So lots of strength now in your lower body, especially the inner ankles coming together. Utkatasana Kagasana, crouch pose. Again, if you want to hold on to something for support here, you can. We'll inhale, bring the arms up in front of us. Now the arms can move as we come into this posture wherever they need to move for balance. Pick a drishti now, eyes focused on one point. Keep squeezing your inner ankles together and come up onto the tips of the toes. Maybe you'll come back down straight away. Keep practicing coming up and down, or maybe you'll stay up on the tips of the toes, eyes focused, inner ankles together. And from here, you might be able to bend the knees, staying up on the tips of the toes, and crouch all the way down. Now use your hands as you need to counterbalance you. And only if it's okay on the knees and the ankles, maybe you'll stay here. If you want to take support from the floor, do, but maybe you'll be able to stay up on the tips of the toes, taking the hands to heart center. Look how strong and able your body is, balancing on just the tips of your toes. If you feel quite comfortable here and you want a bit more of a challenge, maybe you can lift up just a little bit more. Keep squeezing your inner ankles, inner knees together. This is a tough one, so if the knees don't enjoy this, just come up. 2 more deep breaths, we're nearly there. And we're going to do one last challenge here now. Again, only if this suits your body. You can always just join us on the floor in a moment. We're going to lean our hips back, hands forward, and see if we can come into Utkatasana boat pose. So take the bum to the floor and lift the legs. Now, if you fall back and plop back ungracefully, that's fine. Let's see, can we lift our chest, lift our legs? If you prefer to take support, the toes on the floor, do. If you want to release the hands, do. If you want to straighten the legs, do. Find a version that suits you right now. Breathe. Collarbones lift, chest open. Notice how you feel. Smiling helps. I know this is a tough one. Really challenge you. The last 2 postures, we're nearly there. Feel that heat, that energy, that stamina, that willpower. You can do it. 1 more breath. Exhale, release. Do whatever your body feels like doing. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. Slowly coming up. Well done, guys. Hands behind you and knees bent. Feet to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest and look up. Option to stay here, or you might like to push into the hands and lift the hips, coming into reverse tabletop. Or after everything we've done, if people still have some energy, you can stretch your legs out long, point the toes, and come into Parvatasana, reverse plank. So you pick a version there that suits you in this moment. The yoga practice never judges. I'm not judging. You decide what's best for your body right now. Deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. Fueling your body. One more inhale. Exhale, come all the way down. Release. Stretch the legs forward and just give the wrists a little shake out if they feel a little uncomfortable. And we'll come into Upavista Konasana, wide leg forward fold. So legs as wide as is comfortable. And they might just be as wide as your mat, or they might go a little wider. If you need something underneath the pelvis, take it. Inhale, lift. So we're looking to have a tall spine here. And if the spine is starting to round, either take the feet together a little bit more or sit up on a cushion or maybe a block if you have one. Tall spine. This might be an option to stay here. Or, and especially if the hips are on a cushion, you might be to hinge at the hips as you fold forwards. Hands can rest wherever they want to go. And this isn't about taking the head down. Try not to think about going down. Try to think about lengthening the distance from your belly button to the crown of your head and taking that distance forwards. Breathing wherever you are. And if the legs feel quite tense, maybe give them a little shake, a little wiggle. See, can you release that tension? When we grip and force and push ourselves into a posture, the body often seizes up and says no. Whereas when we breathe and relax and release, often the body feels safer and we can go a little bit further. Only if that feels good. Let's take 3 Brahmari breaths here. Now, this is the honeybee breath, where we make a humming sound as we exhale. So you inhale and exhale normally through the nose. There's no forcing of the breath. But as the exhale is trickling out through the nose, you make a humming sound. Inhale for 3 Brahmari breaths. Two more. Last one, notice the vibrations easing you deeper into the posture. Slowly come up. Take your time. Just notice how you feel. We'll gently encourage the legs back together. And just sit for a moment, perhaps legs crossed, and just notice how the pelvis feels, how the mind feels. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. I am healing myself. So make sure you're comfortable, whatever way you're sitting. We'll just be here for another 2 breathing practices. So we'll do J breath now. This is another way to really pump the energy through the body before we start moving a little bit more towards the floor. Similar to chair pose, chair breath that we did, the thumb tucks under the fingers and the elbows come back and down. This is our exhale. And the inhale, the arms reach up overhead, fingers spread wide. So let's do that together. Let's inhale to prepare, exhale to prepare, and begin. Inhale, exhale. Keep going now. Try not to have too much effort in the arms, so we don't want the shoulders getting tired. Think more about the breath. The breath is lifting you up, and the exhale breath is dragging the elbows in. Of course, if the nose is blocked, you can breathe through the mouth. But if you can, relax your jaw and pump the breath in and out through the nose, like you're blowing your nose through a tissue. Well done. Just a few more now. This is fantastic for our lymphatic system, really getting the energy pumping through, lymph moving through. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, hold the breath in, arms up. Exhale, just relax everything, eyes closed, and notice. Stillness and silence. Be really curious now about what you feel and where you feel it. Just like we shake up a snow globe, you might feel tingles or that energy, that pran settling in different parts of the body. Beautiful. And softly open your eyes. We'll do 3 more rounds of Brahmari breath now, but we'll do it sitting up. So make sure you're comfortable. And we'll add a mudra now. It's called Shan Mukti Mudra. So you take your 4 fingers and really lightly, we're not pressing into the eyes, but you really lightly cover the eyes. We're then going to use our thumb to close the flaps of the ears. So just that little bit of that flap of skin, we're just closing that over to kind of trap the sound inside the body. The shoulders can be relaxed. You don't have to close the ears just yet. I'll explain it to you. The shoulders will be relaxed. You will, in a moment, close the ears. And then we'll do 3 more of those Brahmari breaths, that humming breath as we go. When you've done your 3, you just release your hands, keep your eyes closed, and notice what you observe. So let's do 3 rounds now of Brahmari breath with Shan Mukti Mudra, closing the eyes. Take a deep breath in to prepare. Close the ears, begin. Releasing the hands if you haven't already, and just notice. Beautiful. Softly open your eyes. And just come to lie down on our backs. We're not quite coming into our resting pose just yet, but we're getting there. So support yourself as you come down. And we'll take the soles of the feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together, knees out to either side. And if you want to put some cushions or supports underneath the knees, for sure, take them. You can stay here maybe with your hands on your belly, or out to either side, or I like to take my hands up and over my head and my because my shoulders quite enjoy this open position. Now, if that's not okay on your shoulders, just take your hands back down. Your body, your practice. Make sure you're in whatever position suits you. Deep opening now in the front of the body, and there's no effort here. Gravity is opening up through the inside of the hips, the groin, the thighs. And we'll take another 3 Brahmari breaths. Inhale. Just breathing naturally now. With the arms overhead, taking them down by your sides and gently closing your legs together, maybe soles of the feet on the floor, and notice how you feel. You're very welcome to stay exactly as you are. We're just going to do one or two more postures before we come to rest. So staying as you are if you want, or you can come into Ardha Sarvangasana as we take our knees in towards our chest. Maybe hold on to the backs of the thighs, or maybe the legs are quite comfortable here, hands by your sides. Another option would be to take the hands underneath the hips to give yourself a little bit of height. Bend the knees and the legs are just floating. I'd recommend staying here if you're menstruating at the moment, if you have a cold or flu, or you're just feeling really fatigued, and you don't really feel like going upside down. Great option is to stay here. If none of those apply and you'd like to come into Sarvangasana, shoulder stand, with a bit of momentum, let's swing the legs back behind us. Take the hands to the hips, and if you can, walk your elbows in as close together as you can as you walk your hands up your back. Then see, can you extend the legs up towards the ceiling? Now there's no weight in my neck. My throat is compressed, but my neck is fine. And the weight is actually in my 2 elbows and my 2 shoulders, like 4 legs of a chair. And if you feel like there's a lot of weight in the head and the neck, it could be that the feet are coming quite close towards your toes, towards your nose. Instead, take the soles of the feet away from you. Lean more into your elbows. Beautiful. Staying as you are if you can. This is known as the queen of the yoga postures. So many benefits here, whichever version you're in. Beautiful, guys. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. And now only if it feels okay, if you're in shoulder stand, take the knees towards the forehead. Maybe you'll stay here, or you could extend them back behind you into Halasana plow pose. Maybe the feet will hover, or they might touch the floor. As you can hear from my voice, there's a deep compression in the throat, perhaps. Really good for your thyroid and parathyroid gland. One last breath here. And then see, can you use your hands to slowly roll your spine all the way back down onto the floor. If you can, using your core strength to keep your head and shoulders low. And then we'll all come together as we bend our knees and take the soles of our feet to the floor. Just let the whole torso be supported now. If you can find this stillness, notice what it's like to have the spine supported when you were just holding it up yourself. You're welcome now to take any final movements that you feel your body needs. You know your body a lot better than I do. And if you don't feel like moving much, we'll prepare to come into Shavasana, our relaxation pose. You're welcome to add blankets, cushions, pillows. I'm sorry I'm not there in person to tuck you guys in. Do whatever it is that would feel really nourishing and supportive for you right now. We'll have a nice bit of resting time here, so do make sure you're comfortable. See if you can let the whole ground support you. It's not going anywhere. And well done. A challenging class, perhaps physically and mentally. Your body is so deserving of this healing, this nourishment. So now let it rest. Let it integrate and assimilate all of the benefits of what we've just done. There's nothing more you need to do now but breathe. I'll keep an eye on the space and the time. And I'll call you back with the sound of my voice. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. I'm healing myself. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. I am healing myself. I have the ability to heal myself. Just notice how you feel. Notice if it's different from when we first started the practice. And see, can you keep this internal peace as you slowly begin to invite some very gentle movement to the body. We're about to bring ourselves up into meditation, so move mindfully and nourishingly. And take whatever props or supports you need to make sure you have a tall spine and a comfortable seat for meditation. When the body is at ease, the mind will be at ease. And you might like to join any finger to thumb now as the hands rest. There's no need to think about it too much. Just go with your gut, whichever finger you feel called to do. And we'll bring our awareness to our third eye, the Ajna chakra, the space between the eyebrows. We have two eyes for seeing outwards and this third eye for seeing inwards. And we can only really truly heal ourselves when we're able to look deeply inside ourselves. So with your focus, your anchor now is this space between the eyebrows. You may also use the mantra if you wish. Each time the mind wanders off and you realize you're thinking of something else, come back to the Ajna chakra, the space between the eyebrows. And maybe the mind will wander off once more and you'll come back. This might happen many times. It's totally fine. And I'll call you back with the sound of my voice. Take the next few moments in silence. Aham Ayrogym Bhavani. I am healing myself. I have the ability to heal myself. If you'd like to stay in your meditation, you're so welcome. If not, you might like to take a deep breath in. On the exhale, feel your focus distribute now throughout the whole of the head, down the body, and feel yourself really present here in this space at this time. I invite you to bring your hands together in front of the heart, Namaskar Mudra. And with each exhale breath, feel the whole of your being here now. Your body, your mind, your soul, every layer, every part of yourself. As we've moved through our asana, our postures, our pranayama, the breath work and energy direction, as we rested and meditated, hopefully each part of the practice and the practice as a whole, bringing all the fragments of yourself back into union. Yoga means to yoke, to unionize, to bring together, to bring into harmony. And so to honor this wholeness, perhaps, that you might feel right now, we'll chant the Akanda mantra. Akanda means whole or indivisible, unable to be broken apart. If you know the mantra, you're so welcome to join in. If not, just let the ancient vibrations of this mantra infuse into your being. The mantra finishes with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Perhaps you'd like to join in then. Om Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. In deepest gratitude and in honor to this practice of yoga, gifted to us from the Himalayas, from Mother India. If you feel called and aligned to respect each other, from me to you and you to me, we'll bow our heads. Namaste. Whenever you feel ready, you can very softly blink open your eyes. And you're so welcome to just switch right off, especially if you feel like you need to stay in this place. If you are switching off, see if you can infuse as much of this energy into the rest of your day. Let it not end on the mat, but actually bleed into the rest of your day, your evening. I'm going to switch off. Equally, I will stop the recording now if anyone has any questions or anything they'd like to ask. And for those on the recording, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day.